knowing all this stuff, listening to all this stuff, and he's going around parading like he give a fuck about people. You know what I'm saying? If I got to fight this battle myself, I'm going to fight this battle, brother. Do you understand me?
100%.
I don't care what people say, because what they eat don't make me shit. You understand?
Totally get it. Totally
so
get it.
My whole thing about this whole thing, and I've been ridiculed. I've lost people in the street. But it don't matter to me. You understand? Because I know in the long run, and 50 told me this. He said it out of his mouth. They can't stop what God got planned.
He told you directly.
Directly. He said, Gene, when he was going through this shit that he was going through, he said, Gene, they can't stop what God got planned. And that stuck with me. He a street dude.
He's a street dude, total.
You understand?
He has a reputation. Gene, what would you like to see happen to him?
I always just wanted him to apologize. I always wanted him to come out and tell the people the truth and say, yo, Gene told me not to go nowhere that night. Gene said that one of us was going to die. You understand? I chose to do it anyway.
That's all you want to hear.
Take responsibility for what you did. But all this other shit is out now. You understand? All this other shit is out now.
Right.
When I first started this whole crusade about this thing, just tell the truth, brother. You lied to Ms. Wallace saying you didn't even know me. You should have lied to the FBI and the LAPD the same way you did her.
What's good, y'all? It's OB Media. So Gene Deal breaks silence on Diddy, man. And this one is very, very interesting. Y'all need to watch the full video. Gene Deal let us know that Diddy actually didn't really care about Biggie, even though he's acting like, oh, rest in peace to Biggie. I love Biggie. Y'all gonna realize that Diddy was actually just saying stuff to get us to think that he's innocent. And y'all need to watch the full video, man. Let's go.
So my whole thing about it is this. Pat, we have certain journeys that we have to travel. Some with people, some without.
Mm-hmm.
But if you got God in your heart and you believe in what you do, you'll be all right.
Gene, you were in one of the most single, iconic days or events. You were there. I had a guy on a podcast once. His name was Jim Jenkins. And he was one of the 4 men who held John F. Kennedy's brain after he got assassinated.
It's crazy.
Crazy. So I brought a brain in. You know the brains that they use when they're training people. I brought it in. I said, tell me what it was like when you held it. And he's telling the story. He says, for 50 years, I've been quiet. I've not said anything. And he starts explaining who he thinks was it. To him, it was Lyndon Johnson. He says Lyndon Johnson's crew came in as quickly as possible. He was sworn in. His wife's, John F. Kennedy, Jackie's wife, is standing right there. He's now president. It was so quick. They're like, wait a minute. Why is this guy celebrating becoming a president? And he was at an event there to witness what it's like to hold the brain, saying there was an incision. Somebody else made a cut here. Why would somebody else make this cut here? He's seen that. That's going to stay with you for 50 years, right? And I had him on the, I think it was a 50-year anniversary when I had him on, when I interviewed the guy. And in the history of hip-hop, it's 2 events. And you were present at one of them. It's literally 2 events. One of them, Tyson fight, Tupac, Vegas. Second event is this. So I totally feel it. And for me, I don't have anything to want to get information from this, but I was a fan and I followed these stories as a young kid, seeing 2 of the greatest artists not be here with us. Think about it if they were around right now.
Okay, now things gonna get very interesting. Gene Deal gonna give us the bombshell. So remember to drop a like and subscribe and listen very careful because Gene Deal gonna let us know exactly how it goes down. Let's go.
What would we have with them if they were around? That's what my level of curiosity is when I speak to folks. But I want to read this to you. So here's Biggie's mom. I want to slap the daylights out of Sean Combs. I hope to God he sits down and spills his guts and apologizes to her, right? Valletta Wallace. This is a 6-month investigation Rolling Stone did on the violent abuse of Sean Combs. Biggie's mom tells Rolling Stone that she hopes the disgraced bad boy mogul apologizes to Cassie and his mother, and as she wants to slap the daylights out of him. How often have you and her spoken about Diddy?
We used to speak a lot back when I was talking with her. I held her hand and I told her the whole story about her son and everything that went down. And what you just brought me back to the part when I was holding Big, and the urine and the feces smell, and that type of shit you never get out your system, bro. And you want to think that because he was, I try to believe that I would feel that way about any man that I went that to. But because Big was so great and he was so good, you know, like to me, like, yo, Gene, he say, D-Rock, you want this box of clothes? And D-Rock say, nah, that's from Mecca, or that's from, what's it, Lugs, or that's from them. I don't want that shit. Yo, Gene, you can have it. And I'll take it. You know what I mean? Give it to people, parolees, give it to people from the block. But that's what type of dude he was. And I still remember dropping him and then having to pick him up. And it does that shit to me. And I don't care. I went to therapy. I've been through shit. You'll never get over stuff like that, man. And then the fact that people don't understand, they think that you're doing somebody wrong when people could have came out with the truth. And if you come out with the truth, you understand, a lie won't live. You understand? What happens is that when somebody tell a lie, the truth has to face it. And because he's been lying all these years, he's been faced with the truth. And you got to deal with it.
The fact that Biggie's small mom doesn't like Diddy tells you everything, man. Because after all these years, she still haven't liked him. She still disliked him. So obviously she knows something that he's trying to hide. Because he's like, oh, I love Biggie. I rap Biggie. But Biggie mom don't like you. I don't understand. It's been over 20 years. You know what I mean? And she still haven't forgive you. Obviously did something really bad, man. She probably know that you's the one who's responsible for her son's life. That's what I'm talking about.
Have you had a discussion where to know how his mom feels? Does his mom feel that Diddy was involved?
I know how his mom feel, and I'm not at liberty to speak on the way she feels.
Has she ever expressed it or no? Has she ever expressed what?
She knows the truth
of what happened.
She knows the truth. If you watch any and everything they ever did, she's on one side, he's on the other side.
Big.
Huh?
Who? Biggs?
No. Big's mother.
Oh.
Puff.
Right.
They never
agreed.
Together.
Got it.
You understand?
So she was never supportive of him. She never liked him. Never trusted him.
Never.
Yeah. Well.
And then after I told her what went down and what happened, she had to be quiet. Because to me, first off, the people who was around her was Puff people. Mark Pitts, Wayne Barrows, they were Puff people.
Mm. Did you ever have any interaction with Suge Knight or Jake or any of those guys, or no?
No, I seen Suge twice. You know, I was at the Super Bowl and when the Patriots played the St. Louis and he came through the door in Louisiana and Snoop Dogg was on stage and he started using profanity towards Suge Knight. I was there. That's the night Puff was with Mariah Carey. And one night he came to Envy's and that's a club in New York. It was downtown, close to Varick Street, and I'm sitting over in the corner. That's the night Zip, Big D, all of them was up in there, and Wolf and them was up in there. That's how I knew Wolf ain't killed Jake. You understand? Because I seen them at the same bar around each other. You understand? And Suge Knight came through the door, and I'm in the corner just looking, and then my girl was right there, and she stopped. She said, "Oh, Suge Knight," and gave him a hug. And then when she gave him a hug, she turned around and she looked me in the face, and I was like, "It's time to go home now, right? Time to go home now, right?"
My man. Well, brother, I appreciate you for coming out and sharing your story. Folks, we're going to put the links for both of his books below. Bodyguarding a Hip-Hop Star. Both links, Rob. Let's make sure we put that below for the audience to be able to order.
Hold up. So the first thing that I want to say is that y'all go show some support to Gene Deal. Y'all go buy his books. Y'all go read all of that, man, because that's another level of information. So shout out to Gene Deal. But you got to think about what I was saying earlier. The fact that Biggie Small mom doesn't like Diddy tells you a lot. Because after all these years, man, she still doesn't like him, man. What did Diddy do that makes her so angry? You gotta ask yourself, man. You really gotta think about it. Because Diddy be outside like, oh, rest in peace, Biggie. I love him so much. He's my brother. I miss him. But his mom don't like you. That don't make no sense to me, man. It seems like she found out something, man. And what she found out ain't nice at all. Gotta think about it, man. This one is very interesting, man. Like, y'all gotta think. But we got a lot more to talk about, man. We got a lot more. We just getting started. Let's go.
So at these Diddy parties, you get invited into the house. Not many people get into the house.
Yeah, but again, I was
saying you didn't
there
see
at
anything.
a time when there was nothing even remotely.
So when you hear these stories,
Like I was
you're
the weirdest
what?
guy in the party. I felt like I was the biggest fucking like piece of shit in the party because I was in the fucking hiding in the media room doing like coke and stuff. You know what I mean? And I remember Diddy looking at me and he's like, "What does that stuff make you feel like?" And it was me and another famous producer in there, and we were like trying to explain it to him. But I guess over time, like he was probably introduced. I don't know for sure, but I mean, or kept things around for people that wanted it.
But at this time, you're saying that Diddy didn't even know what coke was. Like he wasn't doing any
He
drugs.
was joking around with us, but like he was like kind of looking at us like, "What does that shit make y'all feel like?" And this and that. Like it was just like he was like as innocent type vibe, but like
Meaning he didn't do drugs.
I think he was doing like probably ecstasy and Molly. That was more socially acceptable at that time.
Yeah.
Even though later we learned that leaves like holes on your brain and like robs you of your serotonin and shit like that. But look, here's my take on the Diddy thing. Forget about the parties. Who Diddy is, who they're trying to make him out to be. I said this just recently. I'll say it again. There's no excuse to hit a woman. I've never put my hands on a woman my whole life unless I was smacking her on the ass while I'm fucking her. All right? I've never gotten to that stage where I'll just walk away. Like, I'm not going to get into a fight with you. Like, you're not going to, like, I've had girls that got violent with me. Like, I'm like, no, goodbye. See ya. I'm not part of that. So who knows what the hell was going on during that? So there's no excuse for that. To me, it looks like motherfuckers were up for like 3 days doing some fucked up drug. And it was like not who he is now this like drugged up dopamine version of what Diddy is. And like that shit somehow happened. I don't think he's somebody who just beats women up. He's not like Jake LaMotta or some shit like
Man, when you think about it, man, he's actually right in a way where Diddy is definitely not guilty of everything that they accuse him of, because I see how they definitely tell some lie in him where they pay people to say stuff. And once you start to pay people to say stuff, I can't trust what you're saying anymore. That's a whole nother level, man. You just turned left. We was going right all along until you start to pay people to tell lying Diddy. But this is what I know for sure. Diddy ain't innocent. He's a guilty person was innocent of few stuff. And that's the truth. He's innocent of few stuff, but he's guilty of many stuff. But, hey, I ain't here to judge Diddy because I ain't God, but I just want to state the facts. I don't want to be telling lies on Diddy. I don't want to join that hate campaign because I say no to hate and yes to love. So if we're going to say send Diddy to jail, let us send him to jail for the thing that he actually did rather than the stuff that he didn't. You see what I'm saying? That's all. So let us only speak facts. Let us only tell the truth. No lies, no games. Okay? It's OB Media. Much love. See y'all later.